Class 1, the introduction, my biggest takeaway is that happiness is the full range of emotions, so I thought to myself that it is fine to sometimes feel sad. Class 2, positive psychology. I learned in this class that I tended to be above average on the happiness scale, and as I looked at my signature strengths, it seemed to me like the things I do help me use my signature strengths. Class 3, flourishing. My biggest takeaway from this class is that I first of all should dance more often, but also try to be better and apply my strengths at home, school, and at work. Class 4, achieving authentic happiness. I learned that one of the steps of forgiveness is to commit publicly, and I didn't think that would be good because you're bringing attention to the problem you're trying to forgive about, but after this class, I realized the benefits of committing publicly and the things that can help you there. Class 5, the how of happiness. After this class, I went to my dorm and told my roommate about my day and allowed her to do the same so we could practice savoring, and that was super fun and we still do it today. Class 6, PERMA, positivity and love. The thing I loved most about this class was the meditating on loving kindness. And when I remember, I like to include this in my prayers, pray for health for others, for me, for my friends, yada yada, and pray for the best. Anyways, class 7, PERMA flow. One of the elements of flow I didn't associate with being in the zone was experiencing a sense of control. And after learning about it, it made total sense and it kind of clicked after I thought about it a little bit more. Because there's no way you can't, if you feel like you're not in control, then it's hard to feel to be in the zone because you'd kind of be disconnected and not really want to do it. In class 8, PERMA, meaning and achievement. One of the things I thought a lot about in this class was the pillars of meaning, more specifically becoming, belonging, and all the tribes I have in my life. So I think about maybe the future tribes I have in my life and the current tribes and the tribes I've had growing up too. What was that? Class 8. So class 9, happiest places. One thing I loved implementing in my life from this class was the Dageist culture. There was a feeling of coziness. After this class, I made sure to wear my warm socks as much as I could during the delayed winter semester. Of course, class 10, why do we do what we do? One thing I liked was that when things are intrinsic. That when things are intrinsic, we end up having a richer experience. Like when you decide to do the dishes instead of your mom asking you to the dishes, if it's intrinsic and it comes from you, you feel better about it and you feel more encouraged to do it. Class 11, self-determination theory. This class focused on autonomy, and it taught me that the actions we feel responsibility for encourage autonomy, and I hope that I can take this with my actions throughout the rest of my life. Class 12, time famine. What statistic really got me was that 65% of people spend more time with screens than loved ones. And on paper this is crazy, but when I looked around at my life it didn't seem that much surprising anymore. Class 13, take back your time. This class was really interesting to me because I was one of those kids who did organized sports, good grades, and other various activities. At the end of this class, I kind of felt like kids now are faced with schedules that can even be too much for adults. Class 14, building a good life in the digital age. The big takeaway in this class was that some time away from my phone, I should take more time away from my phone, just be focused on the here and now. Class 15, intentional families. This is probably one of my favorite classes because I got to reflect on my family, and I realized that my dad has done a great job with creating an intentional family and using rituals to do so. Class 16, family rituals. In this class, I thought a lot about how I might want to do things with my future family, as well as what I want to do with my current friends that are basically my family here at college. Well, they're at college. Class 17, last child in the woods. In this class, I thought a lot about and appreciating, acknowledging the wonderful nature that surrounds me, and everywhere I live so far has been so beautiful, and so I just should take advantage of it. Class 18, experiencing economy and experience staging. The most interesting thing that stuck out to me was that when designing experience, you should focus on all the 5 senses. Class 19, fostering empathy. After doing the digital dialogues for this class, I tended to really think about an inward and outward mindset and how to apply it in my life and kind of fix it. Fix to have an outward mindset. Class 20, design thinking. I learned that in this class, visualizing is hard for me. I love having a basic plan and trying to make it perfect, but I learned that having lots of ideas and random ideas, if it's not perfect but it still works, is just as well. Class 21, designing your life intro. One of the mindsets I would work on is to become curious. When I think of this, I think of Curious George and how like calming those shows were to me as a child. Class 22, designing your life, wayfinding and Odyssey plans. One thing I realized that instead of doing an activity that you love and working hard at it usually doesn't make you feel like tired afterwards. It makes you feel energized and you love to do it, and you just like, because after basketball games it would take me a while to be ready to go back to bed. Class 23, designing your life, prototyping. Just going all in and trying something new, something I need to improve on it just to see if I like it or not. Class 24, designing your life, choosing happiness. One thing I hope I will get is to have a team which I can meet regularly to know and to be known, and I can work on making a team right now.